You know, life is about not making mistakes. Life is about learning from others' mistakes. Life is about not wasting time, and learning from a mistake, honestly, takes more time than learning from someone else's mistakes. Because when you learn from your own mistakes, you have to recover from the damage done by the actual mistake. But when you learn from others' mistakes, you can learn that in passing, on your way, on your mission. That's why it's better to zip your lip and let your ears flap so you can hear and see what's going on around you. You know what I mean? One can't be so focused on oneself that you can't focus on the things around you that are showing you how to navigate this life. All right? So let's get into it, man. First off, you're running out of time. If you're 20, you're running out of time. If you're 30, you're running out of time. If you're 15, you're running out of time. When you're born, you're running out of time. From the first day you're born, you start running out of time. So wasting time is telling the Most High that you should have never been born. It's telling the Most High, you wasted your effort and energy creating me because I'm a waste. I'm wasting the time and space that you gave me. So wasting time is one of the greatest self-mutilating, self-destroying, self-disruptive things that you could do, because you're running out of time. Every day we're running out of time for everything, including life. If you're going to live to be 40 and you're 20, guess what? You only got 20 years. If you're going to live to be 100 and you're 20, you only got 80 years. If you're going to live to be 30 and you're 20, you only got 10 years. If you're going to live to be 25 and you're 24, you better get it, because, boy, you might be able to earn yourself a little bit more time by living right and doing the right thing. We have to understand that playing with your life is the equivalent of playing with God. And we can't afford to do that. None of us can. So listen, brothers, if you want to be a part of this live chat, you know what you have to do. You have to go to the main channel page. Next to the subscribe button, you will see a join button. Click that join button. The rest will be laid out to you in a smooth path. You will know exactly what to do. Life goes by fast. I mean, fast. You think about it right now. It's almost the new year already. It seems like this year just began. Like we're looking at Christmas next year. I mean, next week, rather. We're looking at Christmas next week. Bro, don't tell me that didn't speed by. Don't tell me that you can't tell how fast that shot by. Don't tell me you can't tell how fast you got here. Don't tell me you're looking back at some of the months that just passed and be like, wait a minute. Let me try to remember what I even did in July. Put a one in the chat right now. You know what, man? I'm gonna do y'all a favor, brothers. I hope the members don't mind, man. We're gonna go ahead and do subscribers only. We do subscribers only, man, because I'm gonna need some feedback from y'all in this one, man. And I want y'all to be able to include yourself in this feedback. But don't get used to it now. We ain't gonna do this too often now. My brothers pay to have this thing to themselves. They pay to have the chat to themselves, but we're gonna open it today to subscribers. So I want you to put a one in the chat if you remember what you did in July. If you remember what you did in July, I want you to put a one in the chat and be honest. Be honest about what you did in July. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't go on vacation in July, so I don't, outside of vacation, I'm not talking about the vacation now. Don't tell me about a trip. Tell me about the time when you weren't on vacation, the time you were supposed to be grinding, the time you were supposed to be getting it in, the time you were supposed to be making progress. I don't want to hear about your vacation or no major event or the family reunion or none of that. I'm talking about when it comes to your grind. Tell me if you remember what you were doing on your grind in July. I'm not talking about because it's on the schedule. I'm talking about in your brain, you can recollect what you did in July when it comes to moving yourself forward. Because July wasn't that long ago. It was like 5 months ago. We're not talking about 5 years ago. We're talking about 5 months ago. So when you think about that, I ain't putting, you see King Ray Ray didn't put a one in there either. I don't remember. I know what my routine is, but I don't remember the things I did to move life forward in July. Why? Because I did a lot of things that didn't affect me moving my life forward. I'm going to be honest with y'all, and we're going to be honest in here. You understand me? I don't remember what I was doing in July to move my life forward if I don't look at my routine. You know what I'm saying? If I look at my routine, I know what I was doing. If I think about my routine, I know what I was doing. But when it comes to the steps that I was taking, the actual steps, I know the steps I took this year. I know the progress I made, but do I remember the process? This is why we end up doing things twice that didn't work. See, if something doesn't work the first time, you do it again, that means you forgot you did it the first time. Because most times with us, if we try something that doesn't work, we don't try to do it again. That's a hood mentality. That's why people who go to prison end up going back again for the same thing, because they come back out and try the same thing. We don't have that mentality. We've elevated beyond that mentality. If you haven't, you need to. But when you think about it, that's 5 months ago, and we can't even track what we've done. So we see established production locally. When you see, I see someone else just said, wrote a book, worked and grind. See, the worked and grind, you just remember that's your routine. The wrote a book is what you remember. You remember you wrote that book, right? Grinding, we don't remember the days that we grind. Why? Because we don't look at the days that we grind as enjoyment. And if we don't look at the days we grind as enjoyment, it's because we've allowed people to influence them in negative ways. We probably still connected with negative people. Now, if you got a job that you have to go to and there's people there, you can't control their energy. I understand that. So you got to work twice as hard to be able to stay focused on the things you need to focus on. But life goes too fast for us not to be remembering the things that we do, because those things bring us joy. It brings me joy when I'm grinding. Why don't I remember my joy? I feel the joy. I experience the joy, but the process is joy as well. The thing that sustains a man's life is enjoying the process of life every day. Every day enjoying the process of life. Man, I woke up this morning, brothers, I'm gonna be honest with you. I woke up this morning and I was feeling fantastic. I always feel good. But I was feeling fantastic. If you woke up this morning feeling fantastic, man, put some prayer hands in the chat for the Most High. Put some prayer hands in the chat for the Most High. If you woke up feeling phenomenal this morning, put some prayer hands in the chat for the Most High. Because a bunch of people didn't wake up feeling phenomenal this morning. A bunch of people didn't wake up feeling good this morning. A bunch of people woke up miserable this morning. A bunch of people woke up not even motivated to go about their day this morning. A bunch of people woke up with hell in their household this morning, no peace at all. A bunch of people woke up this morning and didn't even have the energy to get out of bed. They called in to work. They say, I can't come today. They called their clients and say, we're going to have to reschedule. They did a bunch of things. There are some people who didn't even want to wake up today, but they did. And now they got to go through another day where they don't enjoy the process of life. Man, life is a process. You got to love every day of it. You got to remember every day of it. And if you don't remember every day of it, it's because you didn't do anything to remember in that day. Man, let me tell y'all something. When I have some free time, I'll grab my camera and go in some backwoods somewhere. I always see something phenomenal. I'll go in some backwoods somewhere. I'll grab my camera and with a fishing rod in the trunk, and I'll go in the backwoods somewhere. Take some pictures of whatever I see and throw a line in whatever fishing and whatever little piece of water I see. And you will be surprised at some of the memories that you create just living your life to enjoy all this beauty that God gave us, man. God gave us a beautiful place to exist. You think about it. We could be bats. You think about a bat life. A bat lives in a cave, man. It comes out at night. They don't even get to see the beauty of the daytime, brothers. It's an amazing life we live, and you got to remember that the key to life is remembering life. The key to life is experiencing life. The key to life is embracing life. The key to life is enjoying the process of living and building and growing. That's the process of life. Sometimes it's hard work. It's hard work. But sometimes the harder you work, the more you enjoy it. It takes dedication. Sometimes you don't get enough sleep. But guess what? When you don't get enough sleep, by the time you get some sleep, it's the best sleep you ever had. You only got that phenomenal sleep right there because you were so tired. Everything that we experience in this life has a positive and a negative. We just spend too much time gravitating toward the negative. If you focus on the negative, the positive passes you by. But if you focus on the positive, the negative bounces off of you. There's always something that's going to happen. But life goes by fast. So don't waste time on things or people that slow you down. You can't afford to waste time on things or people that slow you down. Life moves fast. It's not about how fast you move. Life moves fast. Bro, we at the end of another year. Think about the time it seems. Think about how short the period of time seems since we were all shut down inside and couldn't even go outside. When you couldn't even go to the grocery store. When you could only go out if you had to go out to go to work. Otherwise, you had to be stuck inside. Remember those times. It seems like that was a couple of years ago. Newsflash. That started at the end of 2019. Bro, that's almost been 6 years. It's been 5 years. Half a decade. So life moves fast, man. I was just telling somebody this the other day. More money, more problems is true. But money problems are better than no money problems. I'll take the money problems. More money, more problems. But no money, all problems. Different type of problems. You know what I'm saying? Depressing problems. Stressing problems. Needing to be inebriated all the time problems. Trauma bonding problems. We don't need those. But see, let me tell y'all something. Money doesn't grow on trees. It doesn't grow on trees. It grows in investments and generosity. Investments and generosity is what grows money. Investment grows money financially. Generosity grows blessings into those investments. You invest your money, you be generous with your spare change. If you don't have any spare change, you can't afford to be generous. Help the poor don't mean the poor help the poor. Help the needy don't mean the needy help the needy. How you going to be needy and help the needy? How you going to be poor and help the poor? You are the poor. Help yourself. Help the poor and needy means that if you're poor and needy, you help yourself until you're not poor and needy anymore. Then you can help the poor and needy. And you got to understand this, man. Never give up on what you're doing. Never give up on what you're doing. The more work you put in, the less you should be likely to give up. Like people be talking about burning out and even with content. People with content creators be talking about burning out. Listen, man, I have no shame that I'm a full-time content creator. This is what I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm a full-time content creator. I feed myself. I feed my family. Whatever I invest and all that. Even the money that I make in other ways, it funnels from the fact that I'm a full-time content creator. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? I have 2 platforms. I'm a full-time content creator. That's just what I do. It's a blessing to be able to do it because there are many people who aspire, who wish and pray and hope every day that they could just be full-time content creators. Now, it's not easy. It's not easy, but it's fulfilling. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy at all. Believe me when I tell you, you think it's easy until you do it. And then you think that that's manageable until you do it full time and you relying on it like other people rely on their job. When it becomes a job, it's not easy. But I say this to y'all, and you can't shame me about it. You can't say, man, you're doing it right here. I don't care. I don't even listen to people who would shame someone for doing something legitimate. If anything you do is legit, don't let nobody shame you about what you're doing. If you're not breaking any laws, you're not committing any crimes, you're not hurting anybody, you're not destroying anything. If everything that you're doing is touching people in a positive way, never let anybody shame you about what you're doing. Because there's people out here that live a destructive life and they make plenty of money off of it. And those people get to slide through the cracks while these same people turn a blind eye to those people and look at you and say, man, you're doing something legit. Something wrong with you. Nah, ain't nothing wrong with me. Something wrong with you. Sounds like envy and hate in your heart. You should pray for yourself. You understand me? But don't ever allow yourself to be convinced that you should not do the thing that you want to do that brings you joy because someone puts a negative connotation on it. Because someone says that, well, you should be, or if I was you, I would, well, this is what I would do. Come on, bro. We don't have time for that. You got to stop playing with your own motivation. You got to motivate yourself. You got to stop worrying about if people can't motivate you. You got to stop letting people deflate you. You motivate yourself. Your cells are full of wind. You're moving in the right direction. You want to move in. Somebody says something that you just stop steering the boat. It's going in a circle in the middle of the sea.